Hi there, and welcome back to Jay's Toy Collection UK for more coverage of San Diego Comic Con 2023. Well, San Diego Comic Con is in the books now. The complete 4 or 5 days is done, and my goodness, have there been a lot, and I mean a lot, of brand new reveals from the action figure world. So, what I'm going to do today is take you through my top 10 reveals that happened at San Diego Comic Con. Now, getting this down to 10 was extremely difficult because I could have had at least 25, 30 things from Turtles alone on this list. So you will see some TMNT a few times, but it's not all Turtles. There is every company that I'm interested in, nearly, has made the top 10 list. So there's a lot to go through. And please do leave maybe your top 3 or so down in the comments below. So let's let the coverage commence once again. So I will do an honourable mention. So I've called this position 11. Very Spinal Tap of me. Now, the biggest thing announced at San Diego Comic Con was, of course, the Cat's Lair from Super 7. Now, the reason it doesn't make my full top 10 and only takes the honourable mention position is I'm trying to ignore this thing because I do not want to have to try and purchase this. So I'm going to try and pretend this doesn't exist, therefore I don't need it, and I won't have to worry about backing it. But my goodness, is this an absolute magnificent collector's piece. Look at the size of it. I think they said it's over like 50 inches in terms of width when it's fully open with those mountains, and it's at least, I think, 34, 36 inches tall. So this thing is utterly huge. It does light up, which I completely forgot about. Opening flaps for your mountain. Flaps everywhere on this. This is just such a great looking piece. See, I've got to stop looking at it because I'm going to start wanting it again. But this is literally the size of the rug in my living room. So this cannot happen. Please do let me know in the comments below if you've managed to find space and the funds for this one. It is £735 here in the UK from the official retailer Comic and Cocktails. $650, I think, plus $100 shipping direct from Super 7 internationally. So for the size of it, to be honest, I think it's quite good value compared to what this could have been, because I think a lot of us were guessing over £1,000. But because I'm trying to ignore it, it doesn't make the top 10. So here we go then. Let's jump into my top 10 favourite things from San Diego Comic Con. Right, in at number 10, you see I've prepared this very fancy Excel spreadsheet, so living the dream here. Do everything in Excel these days. So number 10. Now this was a surprise to me. It is from NECA, and is of course RoboCop. So Peter Weller in his RoboCop outfit, but not his actual RoboCop suit. This is the Murphy Police Officer edition. So before he got absolutely shot up in what is one of the most horrific scenes, I think, in movie history, RoboCop. What a film that was. So again, childhood memories of this for me. Don't quite know how I have childhood memories of a film that was clearly an 18. So what I was doing watching this as a kid, I don't know. I think even didn't RoboCop have a TV series? I think he turned up in WCW as well for a wrestling appearance with Sting once. But I definitely saw RoboCop in my younger days, and it was so gory. I was like, this is amazing. So to actually get him with full actor's likeness, which is I think the first time NECA have had these actor likeness rights, is really cool. And the best thing about this is the arms come off and you can put sort of the interchangeable bloody splatter on the one side and half a dangling arm on the other, and you've got the bullet sort of proof vest. It's covered in holes from, I say, what a brutal scene that was. So I'm definitely going to be picking this one up, and I wasn't really trying to collect a lot of NECA movie / sort of horror figures, so I've already started a kind of redisplay. Some of my mint on card NECA figures, as we speak, are getting opened, and I'm going to have a NECA movie shelf. So if they make me create a new shelf, it's got to be a good reveal. So a RoboCop here in police officer form definitely makes the list, and he comes in at number 10 on my top 10 of SDCC 2023. Right then, see if this spreadsheet works. Over to number 9. I can't remember the order I've put these in. This order could probably change at any minute. But at the moment, we are going to our first, I think, of potentially 3 Turtles reveals on this. But there's so many different turtle lines. They're definitely different lines in my head. So we're going to start with the Rat King. But this isn't any ordinary Rat King. Oh no. This is the Rat King from the original Mirage comics, where he's a sort of dirty sewer dweller. Look at that face sculpt. I mean, my goodness me, what a head sculpt this is. The texturing on the costume there. I think they said there's interchangeable hands, normal size hands, and these oversized sort of clawing rat hands. So cannot wait to pick this Rat King up, because that Mirage comic display is looking pretty good. I've still got half of them upstairs in boxes, so I do need to work on that. And I think with this and the last Ronin, I am going to sort of need some more room within the Turtles display. I've got a lot of room for Toon Turtles, but these other sort of versions I'm going to have to try and expand out, because Mirage Comics, as I say, I've been reading through them from the IDW re-releases, which I think I mentioned on the first live stream. So cheap plug for myself. So please do go back and watch This Week in Toys, which happened on Saturday night with my very special guest, of course, Dan, who himself popped on the channel for my first toy live stream, and we did give our brief thoughts on the Turtles themselves. So please do go watch the replay of that when it's available in the live video tab, which I think YouTube likes to move things after. So please do go check that out for more thoughts. But the Rat King in at number 9. Number 8. Kind of a whole line. I don't know which to pick, but it is Jada Toys with their Street Fighter line. So I've recently got the Ryu in hand. He's made it over here to the UK. Fei Long hasn't, and it is a really good figure. These definitely live up to the hype surrounding the line. And potentially, I don't know, maybe I could be selling my Storm collectibles if this line does do what Storm have not done in the last 5 years, which is complete the Street Fighter 2 roster. And they're well on the way to doing it. So there was a few new announcements at Comic-Con. There was DJ, there was Guile, and I think Cammy might take number 8 if I had to choose one here on the list. So to get her early in the line is very nice. I do like the sort of sculpt you've got on her legs and everything there. So she's a really cool looking figure. But Guile again, he's great, isn't he? But look at this picture. What a lineup. Dalsim, of course, we haven't got in hand yet. He's wave 2 along with M. Bison. Chung Li we're still waiting for as well. But already you've got like half the roster nearly done, potentially in the first year of the line. So they do pose really well. I've got my sort of really doing a sort of Hadouken sort of pose on this shelf. So that's, I think that was the correct term there. My Street Fighter knowledge just come all the way back from the 90s on the Sega Mega Drive, or the Sega Genesis, I think it was called, to the American viewers out there. But what a great game it was. And very excited for this line from Jada Toys. I will definitely be a completionist on this line. So looking forward to those. So Jada Toys takes number 8 on the top 10. Coming in at number 7. It's the Turtles again. Yes, they're back. They are in at number 7. And from the cartoon, I think the most exciting reveal for me was these punk turtles. So once again, we've got turtles in disguise, but this time we've got them in their sort of punk outfits. Another 4-pack, I believe NECA said this will be coming. So it'll be my 3rd iteration, I think, of the comic book Turtles. I've got the standard release. I've got the sort of disguise with the sort of trench coats. I'm definitely going to be picking this up. So for the first time in Turtles, they've got shoes on. So I don't know why that really excites me, but it does. So they've got their sneakers on, I suppose I should say, if I was trying to be hip in this day and age. God knows what I'm saying. But they look incredible, don't they? So they've all got their sunglasses on, their different sort of varsity jackets and everything. You've got sort of Donnie over here with what I call the Bane jacket. I don't know if that's some sort of cowboy jacket on Raph there. Leo's in the full leathers, and Mikey's a flasher. He's kind of exposing himself there in the chesticles. So they look great. I think you'll be able to interchange the heads, they were going to say, with the regular heads as well. If you've got the Turtles in Disguise packs, you can mix and match up here. Going to be packed full of accessories, as NECA always do. They are great for accessories. 2 bags of groceries of different parts of shopping and stuff you can have with these. So another fun iteration of the Turtles. For anybody that's missed the standard release, they did announce that the standard Turtles in single deluxe cards will be coming out with a lot more accessories. So I'm probably going to pass on those, but I will not be passing on these. So these punk Turtles have made number 7 on the list. Oh, that's a big bit of water. So here we go then. Number 6 as we plough through the list here. Trying not to spill my water on the table. Number 6. To the first and only time, I think, today, to Marvel Legends. Now, look at this. What's carrying on with my spreadsheet there? Get rid of that. Right. Smythe and Peter Parker. So Spider-Man, the animated series, if you know me well, was like my thing. Saturday mornings, live and kicking here in the UK. I used to love this show. It used to be on 10 o'clock every Saturday. And it was a highlight of my little week. Little sort of 7-year-old me getting his Spider-Man episode. I think I used to have a little sandwich or a bit of toast or something with it as well. So great memories of this series. It is my gateway into Marvel. And look at the amount of Marvel I've bought since then. All the influence they were having on all these children. You should feel bad for yourself, Marvel, and your cartoon division, because it's influenced the rest of my life. So finally, to have Smythe in action figure form. I never even had the version as a kid, so to finally now, how old am I? I don't know, 36, I think, something like that. All these years later, to finally have Smythe, absolute dream come true. So cannot wait for this. And they've done the version I wanted, which is the sort of, I don't know, his little shooters. I have no idea, his mutated form, I suppose I should call it. So he does look great with your flat top and your mullet. What a great haircut. Again, I'll take the standard version in the hover chair if they want to do a Riders Deluxe re-release on this one. But Smythe, dream come true. So this is made number 6. And of course, Peter Parker. How can you not want Peter? If I could have chosen, I wouldn't have gone for this outfit. I'd have gone for the sort of polo shirt. The green and blue striped white polo shirt is what I would have gone for. But they've gone for the sort of the jacketed look, the more photographer style Peter Parker. I do like the camera, which I must imagine is just a reused one we've had from the comic book version. But I like the just a bit of purple and yellow on it. Just makes it sort of pop in a cartoon way. So I hope this line continues. I think they've said that's it for this year. So hopefully we get more of these next year. Or they just stick them on the Spider-Man retro card. That'll be perfectly fine. Because we still need Morbius. We need Chameleon. I could go on. There's plenty we need from the animated series. But great to have Smythe in at number 6. Right then. Toddy. Todd has roped me back in, as I said on the live stream, 4 times I've been on DC Multiverse, and I'm back again. But this time I'm glad I'm back on movie DC Multiverse, because Batman and Robin, what a terrible film it was. But I cannot wait for the figures. So here we have a Build-A-Figure Wave from Mcfarlane Toys. From the 90s, George Clooney, what a Batman he was. From the 90s, George Clooney Batman and Robin movie. You've got Batman, you've got Poison Ivy, you've got Batgirl, you've got Robin. Okay, that's kind of Nightwing, isn't it? They've definitely got, now I'm an adult, I can recognise, okay, that's Nightwing's costume Dick's got on there. And Mr. Freeze, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Bloody Freeze, as a Build-A-Figure. So I'm 100% getting this wave, definitely all in, and can't wait. They did announce a 6-pack of the Batman. Going to try and pass on that one, I think, and hopefully childhood dreams can come true, and they can do a Batman Forever wave, because that was a big film for me as a kid. I got to see that in the cinema. I can remember my Batman Forever Batmobile, so if we could get Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey, yeah, I'd be a happy boy. But Todd here doing the Batman and Robin, and can't believe he's got Arnold Schwarzenegger. I haven't really had a good shot of it yet. I've only got these digital renders, so I don't know if he's got full Arnold likeness rights, but the fact we've got that suit is pretty cool. So I'm sure people are going to be picking these up. It's a bit like the Samurai Turtles, isn't it? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 was utter dog shit, but those figures look really cool of Samurai Turtles. So this is the same. This is a terrible film. There's some cool looking figures here from Mcfarlane. Right, so over to number 4 then. We're getting close now. What's my number 1 going to be? Start making your guesses in the live chat. If you're watching in the live chat, what do you think my number 1's going to be? Number 4 then. So it's G.I. Joe Classified this time. And it's, of course, the old Dreadnoks. Here we go. We've got Zartan, but we've been waiting for these two. Look at these bad boys, Old Buzzer and Ripper here. Chainsaw accessories. We've got the big clamp accessories. You've got to think Lenny from the G.I. Joe team has done that head sculpt kind of after himself there. With the big beard, the mohawk. We've got the circular glasses over there. These look cool. Look like the cartoon. They look like original toys. So very excited to have some classic Joes as my G.I. Joe world building continues. I expanded the G.I. Joe Classified collection. Now I'm trying to get out of the Super 7 Ultimates. So definitely focusing on classified and Dreadnoks. Can we get a Thunder machine to go with them? Potential HasLab maybe in the future there. But so much great stuff from the G.I. Joe panel. Please do go back and check out Dan Hu's channel for the Joes and Juice live stream, where I did have a little bit of a special guest spot there, joining Dan, Tom, and Mark to discuss all these G.I. Joe reveals. And one that could have made the list was Mutant Junkyard, that revealed why we were live on air in the case at Comic-Con. So that they look really, really good as well. But I think the Dreadnoks made my top 4 so far. And as I said, please do let me know your at least top 3 in the comments below. So talking top 3, let's jump into it. And for the first and only time today, it's WWE. It's a bit of wrestling. Now, the same way with Turtles, this whole list could have been wrestling. This whole list could have been Turtles. I suppose that's future video ideas, but I think myself and Cheeky Monkey will try and do an even longer live stream coming up later this week, probably on Friday night, to try and cover everything that went through at San Diego Comic-Con. You know, you got to milk that Comic-Con footage. But yes, WrestleMania 10 is what you're looking at here. The ladder match. Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels for the undisputed Intercontinental Championship. That's why you are seeing 2 belts. Oh my goodness. Can't believe we finally got it. So this was probably one of the best matches of the 1990s. Very innovative in the use of the ladder in the match. What the match it was. It ran long at WrestleMania 10 as a random fact for you. So they had to cut a tag team match from the show because this match did overrun. But I think it was worth it in the end because what a match it was. And to have a nice set to commemorate it, I am very, very happy with. This is already up on Amazon.com. It is an Amazon exclusive for £65. So this was pre-ordered instantly from me. That is a new ladder sculpt, I believe. That is a much taller ladder. Then we've got, or at least the first time we've had it in red. I think it actually is an old sculpt, but it's the first time we've had the tall ladder in red. So you've got Razor Ramon with a gold jacket on. Shawn Michaels does have these sort of funny glasses where the one eyelid flicks out and the other one is blacked out. So that's pretty cool. Kind of wish these were Ultimate Editions. You could get even more posability out the figures there and get Shawn Michaels deeper into that stretch pose that he's so famous for. But I'll take an Elite 2-pack of these two. Just a match I really wanted commemorating with that. So gold jacket of Razor Ramon. So very, very pleased to have this set. And you can't have enough Shawn Michaels in your toy collection. Right then, top 2. Top 2. Where are we going to go? Number 2. You ready? Wrestling Turtles. Wrestling bloody Turtles. So we've combined the 2 things I've talked about, Turtles and wrestling, to get Archie Comics Wrestling Turtles. Now, I'm not supposed to be collecting Archie Comics. I kind of got the first 4, thought about selling them, thought can't go into all these turtles. There's so many NECA turtle lines. That's something for the comments. Let me know how many NECA turtle lines you collect, because it's at least 6 of the things. Absolutely crazy. But the Archie Comics Intergalactic Wrestling Turtles, couldn't be happier. They look nuts, don't they? They look absolutely nuts. We've got Donnie in red. What's that about? We've got Raph in a sort of fully blacked out costume. Love the blue paint on Raph. That really pops, doesn't it? NECA do so well with their paint apps. I don't know. I think Mythic Legions are probably the only company that can compete with NECA in terms of paint deco. This looks so good. And my boy, of course, Leonardo, the best turtle. Anybody arguing that in the comments? Hopefully not. Leonardo in his sort of samurai ninja outfit. And Mikey's being Mikey with a funny looking face. So, can't believe they made them. Finally, the Archie comic turtles. And now I need to know why they look like this. So what I did, I jumped on eBay, I bought the original issue number 7 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Adventure series, if you're looking for it. It wasn't too bad. I didn't get a mint copy though, that was quite expensive, but just a basic copy. So I'm going to have that displayed behind these turtles. So that's another 4-pack NECA have got me into. So that's 2 turtle 4-packs. As I say, there's a giant Krang. Can't even discuss the NECA Last Ronin stuff, and there's a ton of that as well. Then there's NECA Movie Turtle stuff. Again, that didn't make the list, but Professor Jordan Perry could have made the list. So crazy times from NECA and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's a lot of different words. They were Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles back in the UK. Can't speak. Too excited to even speak, ladies and gentlemen, on this one. So they have made number 2. It was a great Comic-Con, I think, overall. Before I reveal the number 1, let's have a bit of a brief Comic-Con discussion here. But yeah, I think some great reveals from Comic-Con. I think NECA did steal the show, to be honest, with their reveals. WWE, I think, were quite close. Not a lot from Star Wars for me, apart from the HasLab did look great. I think that's literally nearly funded as we speak, but I'm not in for the Ghost, so I kind of tried to pass that one by. Sort of middle of the road, I think, from Marvel Legends, but I think NECA nailed it. Right then, any guesses? Number 1. What was my favourite reveal of Comic-Con? You ready? Because it's not wrestling, and it's not Turtles. Here we go. Flash Gordon. It is NECA. NECA Flash Gordon figures have made number 1. I cannot believe we are getting Flash Gordon bloody movie figures. What a random film this was in the 1980s. Another 80s films that I watched as a kid. There was some fucked up stuff, wasn't there? As I say, we had Spike Pits, we had Spanking, we had all sorts in this film. Sci-fi adventure. So, of course, the old Flash Gordon comic serial, which has been going for many, many years, of course, an influence on Star Wars that had. And, yeah, it made this crazy film. I think it was a bit of a flop, to be honest, in the 80s, but now it's a sort of a cult classic. Flash Gordon, these crazy designs. Ming the Merciless, he looks really cool. He always reminds me of the Mandarin, I think, from Marvel, which, of course, we still need. So, Hasbro, if you're listening, please can we get a Mandarin figure, for the love of God? I'd like the animated version, green skin, I'll take it. So please make a Mandarin. But we've got Ming the Merciless here. I don't think this will be the only figures from Flash Gordon. Hopefully these do sell well. And we can get those, because I said there's 10 to 12 characters or costume variations you can get within this film. So we've got Final Battle Flash Gordon. Of course, you could use the Sam Jones figure for Ted. We ever made a Ted figure, the little teddy bear thing. I'm sure somebody ever... I don't know if they have, actually. But if they haven't, make a Ted NECA. You can stick him in your Flash Gordon line here. Ming the Merciless, and a figure of Brian Blessed. Who thought in the year 2023 we'd be getting a figure of Brian Blessed? I certainly didn't. So this really came out of nowhere. It's the excitement. I think this was on preview night. This was in the cabinet. And the excitement this caused me to have for the rest of Comic-Con, I think, is why it's made number 1 on my list. It just had me so hyped for something that I was not expecting. Because last year we knew they didn't have the actor likeness right, so they made like a tribute set using the comic book figures. But now they have got them, and this will be great. Film was nuts. Costume designs were nuts. It freaked me out as a kid, so cannot wait. So Flash Gordon is my number 1 of San Diego Comic-Con 2023. As I say, please do leave your top 3 in the comments below. And that's it, really. So hopefully a little shorter video tonight, just summarising my top 10 of Comic-Con. As I say, more live stream coverage to come as we try and discuss everything and have a real good in-depth discussion with the chat. So hopefully that'll be coming up this weekend. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you to the 1,000 subscribers out there. Still can't believe I've hit that number. So, yeah, thank you very much. That has been my top 10 of San Diego Comic-Con 2023. I, of course, has been Jay. This has been Jay's Toy Collection UK. Please do, of course, comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you all on the next video.